If you're like me, your parents encouraged you to collect either stickers, trading cards or some kind of figurine in the 80s and 90s. I was like a mini gambler who spent all of his allowance on hitting a jackpot, or more like finally completing that set of trading cards that are desperately wanted. The thing is, collectibles are designed to get us addicted. That is why opening a fresh trading card booster is like winning a jackpot or taking cocaine.
Here we go. 2 cards left.
Oh! We got a Charizard! The billion-dollar trading card industry of today started quite small, more than 150 years ago. When trading cards were invented in the 1850s, they weren't really popular and mostly black and white. These original trading cards were used as business promotion material by traveling salesmen and local businesses. That changed with the introduction of multicolor printing, which made these business-only cards more desirable for regular collectors. Typical illustrations of these original trading cards were famous buildings, writers, composers, birds and animals. Nobody considered these cards to be valuable, but trading was very popular to complete sets. Even back then, the addictive nature of trading cards was already working its magic. Some of today's most expensive trading cards come from that era, such as the Mickey Mantle baseball cards. Numerous non-sports cards were produced as well, such as Star Wars, wacky packages and garbage pail kits. Still, you had to buy chewing gum to get these cards, and the oil from the gums ruined a lot of cards. Only in 1981, the company that is now called Topps finally started to sell cards without gum. That caused the 80s and 90s trading card boom. Do you remember how your parents told you that collecting and holding on to these cards would make you rich? I wonder why they never said the same thing about learning how to play poker. Wouldn't winning a big poker jackpot make you rich as well? Are you saying that gambling isn't good for children? What strikes me as kinda weird is how gambling is glorified in today's culture.
Another 500 of my own.
Most of the times gamblers are portrayed as powerful, wealthy and satisfied. And that couldn't be farther from the truth.
Well, when I was little, my dad would play blackjack with me. He taught me how when I was like 5.
The reality of gambling is why your mother motivated you to collect Pokemon cards instead of learning about hand probabilities. Compulsive gamblers dedicate their life to gambling and hiding the consequences of their compulsiveness. Nobody would argue that gambling isn't highly addictive.
Come on back to me, 22, just come on.
Gambling, like social media, produces instant gratification. Every big or small win produces dopamine and gives you satisfaction. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that lets you feel that rush of excitement. Small wins release small amounts of dopamine, while big wins release large amounts of dopamine. In general, dopamine is not bad. Our bodies need dopamine to feel alive. The issue arises when you've built a dopamine threshold because you've gambled too often or you're addicted to cocaine. Cocaine gives an instant, huge release of dopamine and you feel euphoric. You no longer feel those small wins. When $10 felt great as your first win, soon it's no longer enough to create that rush of excitement. You just need more. Gambling machines are built on this principle to motivate you to keep on playing. Like a good dog, you occasionally get a treat of dopamine with small and medium-sized wins. These mechanics use the human psychology and the dopamine effect against you. In sports and daily life, we feel dopamine releases constantly, and that behavior is healthy. You learn what is good and what is bad for you and the society and adjust your behavior accordingly. In gambling, the dopamine mechanism is used against you. With this mechanism, you learn to play more because you haven't had your dopamine dose for the day yet.
I'm still down, but I'm gonna hit now.
While doing so, you land right on the definition of gambling. Gambling is defined as the act of risking something of worth in hopes of getting something of even greater value in return. Hit that big poker jackpot and you get rewarded for risking some monetary value. What's contributing to the addictive nature is the concept of luck and chance, also known among gamblers as the probability of winning. In sports, luck and chance are involved to some degree, but you can decrease the influence of both by training more than your opponent. But it's impossible to outtrain a slot machine or your bookkeeper. You can only increase your winning chance by playing and risking more.
Down, down, everything.
Kind of like opening booster packs.
Yeah! Yeah!
Of course, opening packs is harmless compared to severe gambling problems, right? Well, think again. Hi, I'm Tim and I'm addicted to Yu-Gi-Oh cards. The same mechanics that make you a compulsive gambler work for trading cards as well, and they are amplified by social media. Opening a booster pack is like spinning a slot machine. There are between 5 to 15 cards per pack, and you know that the majority of these cards will be crappy common cards, but one will be good or even rare. This one card can be a small, medium or even a big win, and the reason for your brain to release dopamine. In the beginning, a cool looking $1 rare card is enough to get a dopamine release. Soon, that $1 card needs to be a $10 card to give you that same level of excitement. You chase that pot of gold for the first edition English-based Charizard. Just like a slot machine, your measly $2 booster pack won't get you the big payout. You need the Logan Power Pack that puts you back $40,000.
Water?
And just like a slot machine, there is nothing you can do to increase the probability of a great card.
Oh, yes!
Luck and chance are the only factors that influence your success with trading cards. Your chances of getting a specific card are completely random, and that's the whole point of modern trading cards. You must realize that the card manufacturers want to make money from you. If every pack was a big win and every card had the same probability, aka the pull rate, every card would be worth the same. Every modern trading card set has very rare cards, such as a 1 in 12,000 chance to get a Rainbow Pikachu. And then there's cards such as Diglett, which seems to have a chance of 1 in 5. If you're really unlucky, you could open 20,000 cards and not get one Rainbow Pikachu, but 19,000 Digletts.
Diglett, here we go.
What trading cards are in a nutshell is that you are risking your lunch money in hopes of getting that card that is even more worth than what you invested. Wait, that sounds awfully like the definition of gambling.
What do you mean? 22.
The whole trading card game is designed to be addictive, and it's even more addictive than gambling. The weird thing is that most people would probably never really consider any type of investing your money into collectibles gambling. And still, both concepts match each other's definition to the T, and yet we treat them differently. Probably because it's kid stuff, and kids rarely end up loaning their house to buy more trading cards. Insane prices for sports cards were reserved for a few eccentric multimillionaires behind closed doors. Then mainstream YouTubers discovered how lucrative opening packs on screen can be.
That's like $220,000. That's a $220,000 card.
Thanks to these YouTubers, people like you and me who have some cash to spare discover our lost passion. However, reconnecting with our childhood isn't cheap. Spending a few $1,000s on that dopamine kick isn't all that uncommon amongst folks like us. The issue with the current card mania is that buying cards is much easier than walking into a casino and losing all of your money. You can buy these cards everywhere, and we don't see the potential for addiction. You can buy boosters and displays quite easily, and you don't even have to verify your age. Almost every Walmart has a trading card aisle. Imagine your reaction if they had a roulette table next to it. Imagine what would happen if the same streamers started to promote slot machines in Las Vegas. It's bizarre how we are taught that collecting things is good for children and a good investment. I remember how my parents told me to hang on to these trading cards because they would be worth something in the future. As a kid, I spent so much money on soccer and Star Wars cards, and those cards aren't worth anything today. I collected figurines and dreamt of finding that $100 rare figurine. Needless to say, I never found it. We teach young kids that chasing that jackpot card is good for them. Indirectly, we teach them how opening packs gives them a dopamine rush. The foundation for card addiction has been laid in our earliest youth, and our parents may as well have told us how to play Texas Hold'em. It's not wrong to collect cards, stickers or figurines, as they are a great hobby. You should just be aware that collecting cards and opening packs is not an investment. It's gambling in its purest form and socially accepted.
Oh my God!
When you have kids, you may want to think about how you teach your kids about collectibles. Dopamine can be one hell of a drug that can lead to compulsive behavior and ruin your life.
22. I'm gonna hit on 22.
If you enjoyed this video, watch this video right here about why SpaceX is so much better than their competition, or this video which is perfect for you. See you in the next video, and until then, continue to be awesome. See ya!